All right, everybody, welcome. Tuesday night team call. It's getting close to Christmas. Is anybody getting excited? Close to holidays? Yeah, us too. And we also we get the advantage of both. We also celebrate Hanukkah. So every night we get to light our candles, and then at Christmas time we
Hey,
get
Bobby.
the candle thing. Very exciting. And you too, Lisa.
Yeah, that thing's going off.
What's that? Nothing is on. What?
We good?
We're good, right? Somebody said something about not being on. Okay, great. So we are going to let you in on a really an amazing.
Why are we so unlighted?
I don't know, honey, if you magically can change something, I would say.
You know, you guys, it looks really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it does. It looks good.
Okay.
Okay. So in fact, here, I'm going to do a little spotlight here so we can be bigger. Is that better, hon? Do you like that better?
I can see us.
All right.
You look
So
pale.
what's really weird though, is when I turn my head to my left, there it goes to the right. It's so confusing. I'm going to have to change this. This is making me crazy. Oh, and it's being recorded. Good evening, everybody. Let's get ourselves together. I know, Patty, you're laughing. You know what? Energy in this house has been so high since the last 72 hours that we did this GoPro mastery. It's been crazy here. Fun, exciting. We're writing down goals like we've never written them down before. That 3 days was absolutely spectacular. And I'm really excited to have some of our team share with all of you what happened for them. But I'm going to tell you, I've been with this company for 30 years and I've seen great trainings. I've seen great trainings at Juice Plus that blew me out of the water. And I've seen great trainings with Eric Worre GoPro, but this training, there was something different. And I actually think it was partly because it was virtual and that they had so much to offer. And our why grew bigger. Our sense of dedication to our team, if this is even possible, I love you so much, grew bigger. Our desire to learn more grew bigger. Is there anybody getting the idea? Would you like to experience any of that? Growing more, getting more excited, having more goals, seeing a bigger picture for your life. Are you thinking anything, Chris? Do you want to add
No,
yet?
I'm not thinking anything.
All right,
I'm watching you roll.
I'm telling you, I want to get up and dance and jump around and just say, everybody, this is something that we can grab a hold of in a way to really tell the world what we have to offer, to really impact more lives than we're already impacting. He's got one now. Now he's got to talk.
Yeah, no, what it did for me was it reminded me of when we were coming out of bankruptcy and wondering, specifically, I was wondering, how am I going to catch up, let alone get ahead? And, what are the chances of finding a company or a place where you can make money without a lot of money to start with? Actually, that's the definition of our construction business. We started, we created a small company from a big company. Never mind, I'm blowing it.
I have no idea, but you never broke quotes.
How do you make a little bit of money in construction? You start with a lot of money and turn it into a little. But anyway, but the idea, the excitement of knowing no matter where you are financially, you have a chance to create a life that's amazing for you financially, that you can design your own life. That got me excited. Day one from Jay Martin in 1991 is what I got imprinted again on my brain this weekend.
I love the word that you used, imprint. What got imprinted on your brain this last 72 hours that's going to make a difference in your life? Because we had a lot of imprinting. We had a lot of inspiration, but we had a lot of skill building. And we heard stories from people that we could relate to. People like Chris and I that actually were going bankrupt. We owed a lot of money and where they came from. And then people that were in corporate world and where they came from. And anybody can relate to all of the stories that we heard, I know. So Heidi, I am hoping that you're going to go first. Tell a little bit of what the why is, what you got out of this, and share a few nuggets that, and I'm going to say to everybody, get your pens, get your paper out, get ready to take notes. I think I got 40 pages of notes over the weekend, and I know some of you probably got more.
Do some of the new people know what we're talking about, by the way? Did you tell them?
So what we are talking about, I think everybody might, I'm not sure if Carmen knows, but I think everybody else on here probably knows that we are talking about the GoPro December 2020 Mastery event that's put on by Eric Worre, 40 40,000 people attended. 40,000. And it still felt intimate sometimes, didn't it? They created this $20 million. It was incredible. And they gave 3 days of training from top network marketers in the world, along with Sly Stallone, but that's, and Brendan Bouchard, I think, and Tony DeGracio. I mean, names that you just know, or if you don't know, you should be following, right? And you're laughing, Patty. Just keep laughing at me because we're just going to keep rocking it here. All right, Heidi, tell us a little bit about what happened for you.
Okay, well, first of all, it's Dean Graziosi.
Thank you. Perfect.
And it wasn't Brendan Bouchard.
Right, but that is exactly, shh, don't say that again.
So I want to share by first saying that I've been to GoPro before. I've been to a GoPro event where I saw Tony Robbins. I saw my guy from England, what's his name?
Richard Branson.
And it was phenomenal, you guys, to be in that energy in the room. I've been to the network, I've been to the most powerful women in network marketing more than once. But there was something about this event, even despite it being virtual and not being in person, that just lit me up like I've never felt before. And it renewed my why of why it's so important not to just be in Juice Plus, but why it's important to be a network marketing professional. And some of you may not even know what that actually means. I'm not going to explain it for you. I'm going to ask you to go and read GoPro. But I want to ask some of you right now, if any of you on here have a goal, and I want you to either put it in the chat or raise your hand. But if you have a goal that's with your Juice Plus business, if you have a goal, I want you to raise your hand. Okay, quite a few. All right, and if you want to put what that goal is, please put it in the chat. I want it to be really clear and really specific. It could be a position in the company. It could be, like Patty says, double her income. I'd love to know what that number is. Be bold, it's scary, right? To put that number in there. But that's one of the biggest things that I learned in this. Whatever number it is, whatever goal that you have, double it. That was one of the things that really stood out to me. I honestly, like, we all know that this year's kind of been a really just interesting year, fascinating year. But when Eric Worre said, have a goal, like whatever be monetary, the position of the company, how many team members you want, how many customers that you want, and double it. Oh my God, my level of anxiety and the limiting beliefs really came to the surface. I don't know who else out there has limiting beliefs, but I'm a pretty positive person. I set goals, I usually achieve them, but I know that I have limiting beliefs because I play too small. And that came to fruition when Eric Worre asked that question. What is your goal? And then double it. So when I doubled that number, you bet I was like shaking and just like pit feeling in my stomach because it was just so out of my comfort zone. But isn't that the point of this? Like when you stay small, you stay small. But when you actually like double that number and think, is it possible? That's where the uncomfortableness comes, right? That's when you get scared and it's so uncomfortable. And that's when I know that I grow the most, is when I go to that edge of that comfort zone and step beyond that. And that's where the growth comes. And it doesn't matter whether it be in your own mindset, whether it's belief in Juice Plus, the belief in the company, belief in network marketing. You guys, do you realize how amazing this industry is? If it wasn't for this company right now, if it wasn't for me saying yes to Juice Plus, I don't know how I would have got through this year. I really don't. Another thing that
Got about 1 more minute, Heidi.
Okay, I'm going to go through this really quickly. But another thing that really made an impact was, part of that and getting to those goals is the skills. And one of the things that I really need to work on, and one thing I'm not showing up and I'm having limiting beliefs in, is social media. And we learn how to, which platforms are going to be serving us the best. And that's an acronym called FIT: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Now, I'm pretty good on Facebook, pretty good on Instagram, but still playing small. But on TikTok, I have an account, but I've never used it. So you get what did I do? Because of that limiting belief, because it was uncomfortable, I went for it. And exactly that day that I learned about taking action in the things that you're uncomfortable in, I started doing a TikTok. So some of you may see some fun TikToks going around. But the cool thing was that it gave me a bigger belief for the vision of my life. And I'm just tired of playing safe. It's like, I'm doubling it. I'm saying yes. I'm declaring to the world, I'm declaring to you guys right now, and I hope that you will do the same. Like, say yes to that goal, declare it to the world, and then figure it out. That is what Eric Worre kept saying over and over and over again. I'm declaring it to you now. I'm gonna go figure it out.
All right, that's great. He said, say what you're gonna do, say yes, and then figure out how you're gonna do it afterwards. It's just amazing. They built this $20 million stage without any idea of how it would work. It never been done before. It is incredible. They said, gee, imagine if we could build a stage like this, where we could see 40,000 people across the boards. No one had ever done it. They just said, yes, let's figure it out. So, and I want to just say one more thing. I just had this flash that would be really helpful to everyone here. All of you who's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We should be following. You don't have to friend each other, because I've got too many Juice Plus friends on my thing, but we should all be following each other so that our following gets higher. So everybody go to Heidi's TikTok and follow her. Go to Lisa's Instagram and follow her. Everybody as a team, think about all the people here that you know, and you can figure that out by just looking at the Voxer, turn up the heat, and find out, how to follow each other, because the more followers we will be getting. Quickly, Heidi.
One quick thing. The cool thing, TikTok, you can share to Instagram. Instagram, share to Facebook. Boom, boom, boom. Easy peasy.
Perfect. Great. Okay, Lisa Bartlett, I know that you were so funny on the phone today, leaving your message, and I loved it. You literally got me excited again, which I don't know how it's possible. All right, tell us what you know. Tell us your why. Tell us what happened for you. 5 minutes, so don't forget to look at the clock.
Actually, I am starting my timer. Okay,
Cool.
timer started. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. I was excited all weekend, and I really didn't know that I was going to be. I was like, Christmas is happening and I have so much stuff to do. I will put an earbud in and listen with one earbud as I'm making cookies, as I'm doing my stuff. I was glued to my computer. Literally the whole time. I took my iPad with me, screen off, into the bathroom when I went to the bathroom, because I did not want to miss a thing. And that's not what I set out to do the whole weekend. I literally did not set out to do that. So I am talking to you about leadership today. And we did a little exercise that really got everybody pumped up. So Nikki, if you can unmute everybody just for a quick second.
Yep, keep going. I'll unmute them as you're talking.
So what I want is for everybody, stand up. If you want to stand up, if you don't, you don't, but just say, I am a leader. Everybody tell me.
Hang on 1 second. There's nothing here that's, here it is. Maybe it's right here. No, it's not allowing me to unmute, but everybody can unmute themselves, because I didn't even mute anybody. They just
Okay.
got.
Everybody unmute themselves. I am a leader.
I am a leader.
I am a leader.
I am a leader.
Yes. See, doesn't that pump you up? Like, we literally did that. And I was like, what is happening right now? I'm a leader. And that's, you manifest what you say, what you think about and what you speak about, you bring about. And that is exactly what the GoPro did. I mean, it really brought it for everybody that was there. And I have the whole leadership talk. I mean, there was a lot of talk about leadership, but Eric Worre's talk on leadership really hit home. And you guys just showing up to this call, standing up and saying that you're a leader, you just did the number one thing out of the 5 things of being a leader is you're leading yourself. That's what you're doing. You're all leading yourself.
Yeah.
And that's where it has to start. We lead by example. And you're all here today on this call because you're leading yourself to the important things to make yourselves better. And the next one is number 2. I have it here right now. You have to lead your team. And we need help. We have to learn how to lead our teams. we can kind of figure it out, but there are ways. They taught us so many ways from so many different speakers. They all showed us different ways to lead our teams and to make them leaders. So that is the next one, is you have to identify the potential leaders. And for those of you that are struggling, trying to figure out who is going to be a leader on my team, who has the ability and the want, they have to be willing, coachable, and hungry. And I would say that most of us, well, definitely everyone on this call tonight is, and there's so many people on our teams that they don't even know that they're leaders, but I mean, just by the little things that they do, that they are willing, coachable, and hungry. You can feel it. It actually oozes out of people. And I felt it like so strong when we were talking about it, when they were explaining all this to us and going through everything. I was like in my head, I was going through anybody on my team, and I'm like, I know exactly who they are, and reached out to them, and we're already in conversation of them moving forward. And
I'm gonna stop you for 1 second because your energy is so high. I gotta say this. Lisa. For those of you that already have heard enough to let you know that you will not miss a GoPro like this again, you can go to, and Heidi, can you type it in the chat? I think it's GoPro
2021.com. And most of you are on your computers right now. Get out your phones and go to it right now. Get on your mobile. And
$97 for value that's crazy good. Keep going. Keep telling us about leadership.
okay, so that was number 3, and then number 4, I have them here, and now I'm thrown off here. 4 is mentor the people into leadership, and then duplicate. And they taught us how to do that. I can't go into it here because I'll be talking for 3 hours, but that's all you have to do. And you're already here. You're already trying to duplicate for people on your team to be doing the same thing. Get on there. And if you actually buy that ticket for $97, you actually will get, for only $97 more, you'll get the replay of what we watched. And I can't even tell you how important it is for you guys to do it. I'm so excited about it. I can talk about this all night, but I'm like follow through right now. So I'm done.
I was afraid your head was going to blow off.
I know, it's exciting.
I was afraid your head was going to blow off. So here's the thing, you guys. I know that some of you are wishing that you had done it. Like Lisa said, if you buy the ticket for next year for $97, another screen pops up where you can see all of this year for $97. So it's a second 97, but meaning that you will have paid less than $100 for a ticket that you would have paid $250 for, and you have that for like a year or more. And the training, you could watch it 20 minutes every day if that's all you had. You don't need to do it like we do and sit for 72 hours in front of that computer. So I can't tell you enough. And if any of you buy your ticket tonight while you're listening, put it in the chat that you did it. Okay, next up, Irene. I'm not seeing you. I know you're here somewhere. Let's see. Wait, you got to be here somewhere. Irene.
I'm here.
I know
Raise
you
your hand.
are. Let's see. You're not.
I'm here.
I know you're
We have
here.
several windows
I
here.
got a couple windows. Can you? Oh, there you are. Okay, I'm blowing you up right now. You're big.
Woo. I like being blown up.
You're blown up. So you know, and they had to do this with what, 40,000 people, picking people out of, and the crew that did it, watching it was like watching this amazing opera. And I don't even know opera, but that's the word that came to mind. So
That's right.
Irene, I know that you've got a really important piece to tonight. By the way, they spent days on radical duplication. There were 3 days, each day transformation, and the first day was, I think, onboarding. Maybe I forget what the title was, but
Leadership.
there was leadership, radical recruiting, and maybe the basics. Can't remember duplication. That was it.
Yeah.
So you're going to tell us something super important that came from one of those amazing days, the story. Let's hear it. 5 minutes.
Yes. First, I want to say that I was just like Lisa. I told my husband, I've got this thing. It's 3 days long. There's no way I'm going to sit in front of my computer for 3 days. And right off the bat, to the first speakers on the first day, I was like, all right, you need to bring me my breakfast, lunch, and dinner to my room because I'm not leaving the computer. And that's what I did. I sat here for 3 days. I took 2 booklets of notes here. because it was that important for me. And so the first thing I want to ask is, how many times do you guys practice your story? Because how important do you think that story is to you? It is literally the foundation of what we do. And everybody has a story to tell. And so with that being said, it was Pat Quinn. He shared with us what a great, perfect story is. It has 3 parts, and each part has 3 characteristics to each part. It's the before, it's the pivot, and it's the now. So the before, these are 3 things that are happening in your life before, of course, that pivot comes. And like, for example, for me, it was before I discovered the product or the business. For me, I was retiring from the sheriff's department. I had several injuries that had me, I had to retire. And it was also me not having purpose because I was so used to helping people. So that was gone. So my sense of purpose was missing. And the second was the pivot. So what is it that in your life, that aha moment that changed everything? Well, for me, it was being introduced to the product. It was going to the Anaheim convention as a guest. And then it was getting a divorce, right in the middle of a divorce. So I knew things had to change. So then there's the now. So the now, and remember, the now needs to match the before. So the now, my injuries, I recovered better from my injuries. I also had extra income now to do the things that I used to love to do. And more importantly, I found my purpose. And it was allowing me to help people now. So if you've got those 3 things, you've got the perfect story, but you have to keep it under 2 minutes. You really do, anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes. And sometimes I can just ramble on and on and on, and people are just not going to pay attention to that. They want to be hooked right by the get-go. And that's what your story can do. The story, so I'm going to ask all of you guys to do something. I hope you guys were taking notes. It's the before, the pivot, and the now. So I'm going to challenge all of you to actually use this method to tell your story. And I want you to go on our team page and share that story with us. I want to be able to get to know you a little bit more. So this way, the more you practice that story, the better you're going to get at it, and the better your business is going to get at it. And I have to say, if I didn't do this GoPro 2020 this year, I think I would have been having extreme FOMO, because I would have heard Lisa talking about it and I've been going, oh my God, what did I miss out on? And I immediately went and got myself my ticket, and I got another ticket for somebody else, because I'm going to gift that to somebody, to somebody who I see as being a leader. So go out and get your ticket today, because it is going to be so worth it. You're going to really up level your business. And remember, go share your story on our team page, because I think it's very, very important that we get that, because it is the foundation of everything that we do.
Hey, Irene, what a great job. And talk about leader, like so leader-y to just say, to give that assignment to all of us. So
yes,
so turn up the heat, Facebook group, to under 2 minutes, your story. Closer to 1 minute is the best way to go. Let's see who does it. Let's see what surprises might be in store. And I love what you said, Irene. We get to know each other that way too. How many of us see each other really don't know very much? And the other thing is to learn that somebody was a sheriff, and maybe you're talking to a sheriff that's looking to retire, and to hook them up, connect them with Irene for a 3-way call. You're going to find people that you're going to find things in commonalities with when you're talking to people. I'm going to up the game here. I'm going to really up the game. Are you ready to be upped? Because here's the deal. Irene said she just got 1 extra ticket. Is she only going to have 1 new person all year long sign up? What if, just saying, what if Irene bought 5 tickets? Do you think that would commit her to find 5 people to take those tickets? Man, it would really commit her. And this price of $97 is only going to last till December 20th, the night of the 20th. Gone after that, $97. So here's the thing. Think about double it. She bought 1, maybe you want to buy 2 tickets instead. be thinking big. Here's my goal, our goal, our goal. We would like to see 100 in our open, 100 people going to GoPro all together. And then we get to be all in the same room together when they divide you up into stuff. So just a thought. Okay, next is Patty. No, is it Patty? Are you next, Patty? And
Okay, I'm ready.
if we don't, it's at 6:27, we're gonna really keep it short. And I also want to have Leanne have a minute or two. So
I'll go
I know if you can just shorten it up just a touch, that would be amazing. And that would really show the leadershipness of you.
Okay, you guys, you know, I've been to several and there was nothing like this. Heidi, Carrie, Chris, Nikki, some of us go down there and there's so much to it. The airfare, the hotel, paying for the, so you guys, $97 is nothing. So if you don't take the step, I think I'm going to be knocking on your door asking you why. So just a tidbit of why we receive so much from Juice Plus is because, or from GoPro, is because they give us so many good leaders, so many good trainers, top. I mean, some of these people are making money that I even was telling Chris, I can't even think that high. So it's just amazing what these people are doing. And one of the people that was speaking, it was on social media, was Fraser Brooks, and he was amazing. His energy is through the roof, and it was, social media is definitely my challenge. And so he talked about the 5 by 5 by 5. So write that down, 5 by 5 by 5. So number one is contents. What are you going to talk about, especially when you go live, but even when you post, what are your contents? And he talked about the contents being the king, right? Everybody needs to have a king, and the content is the king. So the title is so important, and it has to drag people in or attract people in. And you should go looking through magazines and articles and what are people attracted to right now. That's what you want to talk about. So that is number one. Number two is comment, and that's queen, because every king needs a queen, right? So find 5 Facebook groups that you have something similar with, like for me, paddleboarding and outdoors and hiking. And, you know, so find something that you love and be part of those groups and match your interest. And so that's queen, that's number 2. 3 is connect. And I love this acronym, PRAM, P-R-A-M. P is for post or make a post, right? R is for reply. So you go to people's feeds and you reply on their feed. So don't just say yes or no or beautiful. He said it has to be a 5-word reply and not just emojis. And then the A for Pram is add. You want to add value to that person that is talking about their beautiful paddleboard that they just got or something like that. M is the message. Then you want to message them and just say, I'm super excited about you following me or that we connected. So Pram, P-R-A-M, post, reply, add value, and message, and engage with those who are active. Look on your Facebook page, you can tell who's active. Engage with them and create activity, send that message. And he also spoke about sending a excited message, just like Lisa. You want to send a message like Lisa just did, right? And so C, number 4 is C for communicate. And he had another acronym, LORD, L-O-R-D. L is for location. So you want to find out where their location is. O, what their occupation is. R, recreation. D for dream. And so communication, get to know them. We have another acronym, but I love this one. It was just a little more simple. So location, occupation, recreation, and dream. Build that relationship. Find out what their dreams are. And then the third one, the 5th one, 5 is close. Ask 2 questions. Are you open? Is there anything that you need to know? Are you ready to get started? Okay, so always once you get messaging them and connecting with them, ask that again. And really quick, so the 5 by 5 by 5 contents, comment, connect, communicate, and close. And that was it.
Wow.
Good job, Patty.
Patty, that was amazing. And to get all that into one little space, I just wanted to say, I also understood the 5 by 5 by 5 was that you joined 5 groups, you commented on 5 people with at least 5 words. And you do that every day. Is that right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I understood.
Yeah, that's what I understood too. Great. All right, we're going to wrap it up here with Leanne. I'm going to find you, Leanne. Hang on one second. By the way, all of you have done an absolutely, tonight, you guys have been a 5 out of 5 out of 10 out of 5 in terms of your presentation, in terms of your energy, in terms, right. You're nodding, right, Heather? Were they like on fire tonight? Just the difference in your presenting tonight, if that's what happens to you, that you become a premier presenter because you go to GoPro, that's worth it. Okay, Leanne, go for it.
Okay, I am so excited to talk to you guys about personal development, you guys. We had the pleasure of listening to Trent Shelton, and he gave us 4 tips to overcome fear. We are all feeling a little bit afraid. Am I right? I'm feeling a little bit afraid right now. Put I'm afraid in the chat right now if you're feeling afraid, so I don't feel so alone. Right, we're not human though if we don't feel fear. Feel the fear and do it anyway. I like to tell my daughter, you guys, being afraid means you're about to do something really, really brave, right? You are about to do something really, really brave and share this beautiful gift that could ultimately change the trajectory of somebody's future health and or wealth. You guys, tip number 1, when the reward is strong enough, your fears will never be great enough. Think about this in your life when you conquer fear. The reason you were able to be fearless at one point in your life is because it required you to be fearless, right? Fearless for a child, a parent, a spouse. Just for a moment, I want you guys to imagine, what is your greatest fear? Okay, and now think about someone in your life who is most important to you. And I want you to imagine if your biggest fear was in the way of that thing. Would you attack that fear? You would, right? You would attack it with so much intensity. If fear stops you every time, that you have not created something bigger than the fear. You need a bigger why. Be fearless when facing your fears, even if it scares the crap out of you. Tip number 2, you guys, overcoming fear, it either powers you or it paralyzes you, right? Fear, it is your compass to guide you. Failure is your biggest fear. Let it be your biggest fear. Failure is my biggest fear. Allow yourself to fail in front of the world. You guys, failure is feedback. Failure is feedback. It is not the opposite of success. You guys, it is part of it. If you are too comfortable in your comfort zone, I would encourage you to change your relationship with failure, right? You guys, what if I fail? There's this perfection myth on social media, right? Thank you, social media, for that. You guys, I encourage you, forget perfection. Do not let it paralyze you, right? Imperfect, it produces growth, and that is what we're going for. The perfect time is now. If you are waiting for the perfect time, you're gonna die waiting. Tip number 3, you guys, the fear of staying the same, it has to outweigh the fear of change, right? You guys, have you played out the scene of you not starting your business, right? What's the worst that could happen then? If you don't show up, if you don't walk in your greatness, if you don't embrace your fears, right? There are strangers out there that they don't know you yet, but they need you. What's going to happen to them if you don't show up, right? You might be saying, what's special about my story? My story is ordinary, but you guys, people like ordinary. It's relatable. There are so many people out there that are better than me, but it took me stepping into my greatest fear to find my life's purpose. You might be afraid that what you're doing might not work out, but I encourage you, just keep going step by step, moment by moment, little by little, right? You are never going to peak if you don't climb. I encourage you to forget the how, take the step, and focus on the why. Let the fear of staying the same, let it outweigh the fear of change. You guys, I've got one more for you. Tip number 4, you will never lose if you always find a way to create your wins. Your perspective, it's either your power or your prison, right? When it's your power, you give it so much control. But when it is your prison, you guys, it's unfair and it's against them. So ask yourself right now, what is this going to mean? You are in control. My life is literally just beginning right here. You guys, confidence eliminates fear. Okay, so here is your action step. I want you to face a fear every single day for the next 30 days for a minimum of 30 seconds. Having a conversation with someone on your scaredy cat list. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's going live on Facebook, like Irene was talking about, right? You don't know what to talk about? Talk about how excited you are that you just got your ticket to a world-class training next December for $97. $97. This is like $1,000 experience for $97. You guys, I would encourage you, build confidence in your soul, build confidence in your heart, build confidence in your mind, do the personal growth. That's all I got. Thank you, Nikki.
Oh my gosh, you guys, everybody, you unmute yourself first of all. And I just want you to give a standing ovation to all of our speakers. Seriously. This was absolutely awesome training.
Awesome. Awesome, guys.
You guys set a whole,
Way to go, you guys.
a whole new bar for training. And I think Leanne needs to be our closer every time. That was stunning. You took all of that and wrapped it up with a red bow. All of your energy was high. All of you gave great tips. I mean, I just have to acknowledge each and every one of you because seriously, thumbs up to all of you training. But how many of you wished you got some of this weekend? You wished you could have just gotten a little bit that didn't actually do it, right? It's worth it. So just a little bit of advice, get that ticket now. And the next time, listen to the old people who tell you to get these things because it's worth it. Just listen. Just don't question it. Just kind of listen. Anything you want to say before we hop off here, Chris?
Well, I was going to close, but Leanne, you just rocked it. What I will close with is get the recording of this. And every morning when you wake up, put Leanne on for 5 minutes. All right.
All right, you guys, love you all. What a great call. What just the leadership tonight and all of you that showed up and gave the energy. You know, you cannot be a leader and you cannot speak unless there are people to speak to. It's a absolutely sacred reciprocity. Goes both ways. Love you all.
Go out and connect and share our great story. Love you.
Bye. Have a great
Bye.
Nice